Just playing around with All Blues, Miles Davis from Kind of Blue. It's kind of a little bit hokey, but just trying to get something together where you get a sort of a pseudo solo guitar version. So let's take a look. Hopefully you have it in a book somewhere. Let's just take a look at a simple tab. So the first thing we're going to start with is just the idea of getting the bass line going. So here's a tab here, just this one line. Okay, so it's the familiar opening riff. If you can, just do it, rather than do it the normal way, use the index on the G on the 6th string. On the 4th string, open, and then 2 and 3, fingers 2 and 3. So we're going to do, there's a reason for this because we're going to add in the chord afterwards. So we have the index on G. Now, we're going to do that bass line 4 times. 3. Then we're going to see if we can add in the chord. Okay, so let's take a look at what the chord is. So we'll take it step by step. We've got 3rd string, 3rd fret, 2nd string, 3rd string, 4th fret, 2nd string, 3rd fret. So it's B and D. Now, I'm going to have, it's kind of like an A minor 7, but I'm doing a hybrid picking thing. So, we've got this. And this is going to be played along with the G. So, now, the bass line plays open 4th string. Now we're going to put on this kind of A minor 7 shape. And what I'm doing here is I'm plucking strings 1, 2, and 4. Okay, so again, the bass line would be, okay, we're going to use the index. The chords, which are not really chords in this, the way I'm playing them, they're kind of like thirds, but they're going to be B and D, C and E, D and F, C and E, sorry, B and D. So let me try that again. B and D, C and E, D and F, C and E, B and D, C and E, D and F, C and E, okay? So the way we're going to finger those are going to be, again, just simple thirds. Note here that I'm on strings 2 and 3 for the first one. The rest of them are on the first 2 strings. Now, to get the little bass line going with the chords, let's do a slightly simplified version first. So we're going to grab the B and the D, and we're going to have the G on the bottom. Now, this A minor 7 shape, and I'm plucking the 4th string with the pick and the first 2 strings with the fingers. Likewise here, I've got the F on the 4th string, 3rd fret, pinky's on the D, 3rd string, 2nd fret, index is on the F, okay, 1st string. So, okay, moving into where we add the other notes, we've got this very slowly. Okay, I'm trying to get the middle finger out of this, so you see that it's really just F on the 1st string, D on the 2nd, and F an octave lower on the 4th string. Again. So that's the hardest part. And again, remembering that these 2 fingers are plucking the first 2 strings, and the pick is playing, well, I should preface that by saying, yeah, the first thing here is you're playing the 6th string with the pick, you're You're playing strings 2 and 3. You're just plucking it all together. When you move ahead, then you're doing pick on the 4th string, the 2 fingers plucking the first 2 strings. Of course, the bass line doesn't go according to my real book 6 anyway. It's that open 4th string is coming in between. So it's like G, D, E, D, F, D, E, D, G. So what we're going to try to do is we're going to try to get that single string that's sounding in between is the 4th string open D. So again, we've got, again, get that middle finger out of the way so you can see that it's just this, and the F. Here we go. Okay, so that's probably the trickiest part. So this little tab I have here, first they gave you the bass line. Like I said, we can do that 4 times. Then move into the bass line with those thirds, and that's going to be 4 measures altogether. There's a repeat at the end. Then it gets a little simpler, but a little more boring, because in my real book 6, I see here that the melody moves on to 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 4, 5, 6. So there's not much you can do with that. You could either just keep it really static all of a sudden and do what I just did, or something else I was playing around with, and you might come up with a better idea. If you do, let me know. This is kind of weak, but I'm barring the first 3 strings with the pinky at the 7th fret. So that doesn't really work because it's too big a distance. So we have I messed around with that, but I don't really think it works. So sometimes what I actually do is I leave out sometimes I just leave out that whole static line of the melody, and I kind of go back and forth between straight to this. Okay, so you have a choice there. Like I said, if you have it in a book, there's a point at which it's just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 4, 5, 6. Followed by C13, and this is the part I wanted to show you. So the second line here is me trying to put the bass together with the thirds. That's that. And when we move down here, we're coming to the part we're doing right now. It's a C13, followed by several different voicings of C7. Okay, so I'll put this here for a minute, and then I'm just going to show it to you on the guitar. This is the part when we go to the 4 chord, the C. Okay, here we go. It's actually much easier than the first part, for me anyway. So the line here is, you know, okay? We're going to do it an octave higher because that's the only way I can see to do it with the chord underneath. So we have C13. This is C9, barring at the 5th fret. This C7. And then just add the pinky on the first 2 strings, 10th fret. And then take it off, play it again. Back to the C7 with the B flat on top. Okay, so we have the C13, C7, another C7. This is like a C9 13. So you play the same chords on the way back that you play on the way up. C13, C7 with B flat on top, C7 with C on top, C9 13 with the D on top, back to the C7. Okay, and then at the last second we hit this G7 sharp, G7 flat 9, and then that takes us to, okay, so what this is, the chord is going to be a Hendrix D7 sharp 9, but the problem is our melody is A on the first string. So here's a way to finger it. I've been going back and forth. Sometimes I use the D, the 5th string, for the root. Sometimes it sounds kind of cool to use the A, the 6th string. Then of course it goes up an octave, back down. Then we go to this G9 13, because our melody's on the A, and then we go to G7 with the B on the first string, B on top, back to the G7 with the A, and then G7 with the G. So it's kind of kooky, but now if I do my cheating method and bypass the whole boring section, I was trying something like this a few weeks ago where I got to a point where I couldn't get there in time, and somebody made the comment, pick a tempo, any tempo. So that's the danger of just doing it without an accompanying track, like a bass track or whatever. But anyway, that's what I came up with on All Blues, 1959, from Kind of Blue. Let me know if you have any questions. Let me know if you have any ideas, especially about that middle part. To me, it's very static, and I can't find a way to get the bass line to go with it, and it's kind of weak. So anyway, thanks so much for watching. Subscribe if you like this kind of stuff, and throw me a like if you got anything out of it. Hope you like the tune. It's kind of an offbeat blues. You know, somebody said it's on the 1 chord. Instead of being on the 1 chord for 4 measures, it's on the 1 chord for 8 measures, and then you change to the 4. And of course, the other wrinkle is going up a half step. But anyway, it's classic. And thanks so much for watching again. Have a great day. Take care.